Today we're going to apply our understanding of multiplying and dividing with fractions to area of rectangles that have fractional side lengths. So 2 of our problems that we're just going to practice with are 2 rectangles, one of which has just fractional side lengths, the other that has mixed numbers, and then we're also going to practice working backwards. So that means that we'll have to divide in order to find the missing side length. So let's start with this rectangle that has 2 dimensions of 8/9 meters and 3/4 meters. So we are going to write down our formula. Area equals length times width, because we have those 2 dimensions. And I'm going to fill in 8/9 for my length and 3/4 for my width. And then I'm going to follow my steps of multiplying my numerators and then multiplying my denominators. So 8 times 3 is 24, and 9 times 4 is 36. So I want to think back and look at 24 and 36 and what factors they have in common. Well, because they're both even, I know I can divide by 2, but I also know that they have a larger common factor, especially if I look at my 2 original fractions. There is a different combination that I can make. And looking at both of these, I know that 6 is a factor of 24, and so is 36. So I'm going to try that. It's okay if you want to start off knowing that they're both even, and so dividing by 2, but keep looking to see if they have something else in common. When you go to enter it into Canvas, it should be in simplest form. So 24 divided by 6 is 4, and then 36 divided by 6 is 6. Well, they're both even, so I can't stop here, meaning they had a larger factor in common. I know that they both have factors of 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the area of this rectangle is 2/3 meters squared, because there are 2 dimensions, so I have to make sure I've got my meters squared. So let's do another practice, but with mixed numbers. So just like we did before, we want to do area equals length times width. So we've got 4 1/4 times 2 3/8. But before I can actually go through and multiply, I have to turn my mixed numbers into an improper fraction. So we're going to do denominator times the whole number, and then take that product and add it to the numerator to get a new fraction, or an improper fraction, of 17/4. And then I'm going to do the same. 8 times 2 is also 16, and then I'm going to add that to my numerator to get 19/8. So now I need to go through and multiply my numerators and my denominators. I can do my denominators a little bit quicker, so I'm going to do that one first, because 4 times 8 is 32, and then 17 times 19, carry my 6, 15, and 17. I did not line that up very well, I apologize. 12, 1, so 323. So then I've got to turn it back into a mixed number. So I'm going to use the side over here and set up my problem and do 323 divided by 32. 32 cannot go into 3, but it can go into 32 one time. Bring down my 3. 32 can't go into 3 evenly, so I'm going to put up a 0. Now, normally, this is when we would add a decimal, add a 0, annex our 0, and bring it down. But because we are dealing with fractions, we have to leave it as a fraction. So we're going to change this back to 10 whole in 3 over 32. So because my unit was inches, this would be inches squared. I apologize. That's Tyson barking in the background.